My name is Emma. I'm 28 years old, and I live in a quiet neighborhood in Chicago called Lincoln Park. It's a calm, beautiful place with tall trees, cozy little shops, and friendly neighbors who smile when they pass you on the street. From the outside, my life looks good. People say I'm lucky. I have a husband, a comfortable apartment, and a steady job at a bookstore. But deep down, I'm not happy. Every morning, I wake up with a heavy feeling in my chest. It's like something invisible is pressing down on me, making every breath feel harder than it should. I look around my bedroom as soft morning light spills across the walls. Everything feels peaceful, quiet, exactly how it should be. And still, I ask myself the same question over and over again. Why do I feel so empty when everything looks so perfect? A year ago, I made a decision that changed my life. At the time, it didn't feel like a mistake. It felt like the answer. It felt safe that I married a man named Leo. Leo is 32 years old, and he truly is a good man. He's kind and gentle, always wearing a warm smile. His eyes are soft, and his voice is calm. He listens when people talk, really listens. He remembers the smallest details, things most people forget. He never raises his voice. He never hurts anyone intentionally, but I don't love him that I didn't marry Leo because I was in love. I married him because I was hurting. I was angry, lonely, and completely broken inside. I was trying to fix my pain in the wrong way. Before Leo, there was Alex, my ex-boyfriend. He shattered my heart so deeply that I barely recognized myself afterward. The pain was unbearable. I wanted it to end. I wanted to move on fast. I didn't want to sit alone with my loneliness and let it slowly heal. So when Leo asked me to marry him, I said yes, at the time. I convinced myself I was being practical. I told myself that love doesn't always have to feel exciting or intense. I said calm is better than chaos. I believed marriage would bring stability. I believed that love would come later, after the wedding, but it never did. And now, I'm the one suffering every single day. Leo tries so hard to make me happy. Every Friday, even when he comes home exhausted, he brings me flowers. When I feel drained, he cooks dinner without being asked. He leaves small handwritten notes in my lunch bag. Sometimes they say, "Have a beautiful day, my sunshine." Other times, it's just a small heart drawn in ink. He calls me his sunshine. He kisses my forehead when I least expect it. He tells me he's proud of me, even on days when I feel like a failure. Most women would feel incredibly lucky to have a man like him, and that's what makes this so much worse. When someone loves you so deeply and purely, and you can't return that love, the guilt becomes unbearable. It weighs on you. It follows you everywhere. I feel like I'm stealing something precious, something I didn't earn and don't deserve. One night, we were sitting on our apartment balcony. The air was warm, the stars were bright, and the city lights felt distant enough to make the night feel quiet and calm. Leo turned to me, his eyes full of that familiar tenderness, and said, "Emma, I know you don't love me yet, but I believe you will. I'll wait. My love is strong enough for both of us." Those words pierced straight through my heart that I wanted to cry. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run away. Not because he was wrong, but because he believed so strongly in something that didn't exist inside me. He was full of hope, and I was completely empty. Every day felt like a lie. I smiled when I felt nothing. I said thank you when my heart was distant. I lived a life that looked perfect to everyone else but didn't feel like it belonged to me. My mother once told me, "Emma, love can grow over time. Marriage isn't always about feelings. It's about kindness, respect, and patience." I tried to believe her. I tried to be patient. But with every passing day, I felt myself disappearing. I no longer felt like me. I felt like a stranger trapped in someone else's life. One Friday evening, Leo planned a special dinner. He cooked my favorite meal, chicken pasta with garlic bread. The table was set with candles. Soft music played in the background. He even wore the blue shirt I once told him I liked. Smiling, he said, "This is for you, Emma. You're my everything." I smiled back and felt absolutely nothing that I tasted the food but couldn't enjoy it. I heard the music but didn't feel it. I felt like I was acting in a performance, repeating lines that were never meant for me. After dinner, he took my hand and asked me to go for a walk. We walked to the small park near our apartment. Under the old oak tree, the same tree where he had proposed to me a year earlier, he smiled warmly. "Do you remember this place?" he asked. "This is where I promised to love you forever." I looked at the tree, then I looked at him, and I said nothing because telling the truth felt too cruel, and silence felt easier. But silence doesn't erase pain, it only hides it. That night, I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling for hours while Leo slept peacefully beside me. I listened to his steady breathing and thought about my choices. I thought about who I was becoming, and one painful question echoed in my mind. Will I ever be happy again? The next morning, my best friend Nina called. "Emma," she said softly, "you sound exhausted. Are you okay?" I wanted to say yes. I wanted to lie, but the truth slipped out instead. "I don't love Leo," I whispered. "I married him to forget someone else. Now I feel trapped." There was silence on the line for a moment. Then Nina spoke gently. "Maybe you need space. Maybe distance will help you understand what your heart wants." I shook my head, even though she couldn't see me. "It's not about time, Nina. My heart just feels empty." Later that day, I sat next to Leo on the couch. My heart was pounding, my hands cold. "Leo, I need to talk to you," I said. Before I could continue, he interrupted me. "I know," he said quickly. "Please don't give up on us. I believe we can still make this work." More hope, more guilt. It felt like I was carrying a heavy bag that grew heavier every day. Then, one Sunday evening, Leo asked me something that completely froze me. "Emma," he said quietly, "do you want to have a baby?" Fear rushed through me. The thought terrified me. A child deserves love, honesty, and emotional safety, not confusion, silence, and hidden pain. "I'm not ready," I said softly. He nodded. He didn't push. He didn't argue. And that kindness shattered me more than anger ever could. That night, I wrote in my journal, "I'm drowning in this marriage. Leo is a good man, but I can't be the wife he deserves." Then I added another line. "I want to leave, but I'm afraid of being judged." One evening, I packed a small bag. I stood by the door, looking at Leo as he slept. He looked peaceful, secure, loved. I couldn't do it. Instead, I slid down to the floor and cried in silence. The next morning, Leo made coffee and kissed my cheek. "I believe in us," he said as I looked out the window. The sun was shining. Children laughed in the distance. Life was moving forward, and I felt completely stuck.